a good movie, wasn't it?
I fucking hated this movie.
I had a great time.
I hated this movie. Ladies and gentlemen, we went to go watch the second movie of, I guess, Phase 3 or Phase whatever of
this is the
Disney
second
of Disney Pixar's Reign of Terror.
The first year where Pixar releases 2 features in 1 year,
which is a first for them, right?
Yeah.
So
first year, and it's a good thing. Or I guess it depends on your point of view.
Okay.
Why did you hate this movie?
Okay. Let me get to the general review of it first.
Okay.
And then we'll get into spoilers. We watched The Good Dinosaur, and The Good Dinosaur is about
a good dinosaur. I'm sorry, I was terrible. Taking a page out of your book.
Okay, Oslo, is that his name?
Arlo.
Okay, we have the. Okay, we have this. The Stegosaurus.
Is it called that? Stegosaurus?
I think so.
The long necks.
Yeah, and named Arlo. And he has his family, responsibilities, and all that stuff, and he feels out of place in his own world, and then all of a sudden, he meets this little kid named Spot, and
he named him Spot.
And together they go on this Hobbit-esque journey, and throughout the whole thing, it's a whole discovery of facing your fears and all that stuff. It's a character. What is it? Growing up story.
Coming of age.
It's a coming of age story, and I thought that the execution. I mean, the plot isn't fantastic.
It's basic.
It isn't fantastic. But Jesus, the animation just blew me the hell away. I mean, you look like when you're watching this movie, you feel like you're watching a National Geographic. You're flipping through the pages of National Geographic. It's that photogenic, You see the water, the moving water. That doesn't look like freaking computer-generated water. That looks like freaking water.
The reflection on the rocks.
Just all these little details that Pixar does. I mean, every single year, their animation becomes increasingly better, And I think it started with Toy Story 3 with the realism kind of aspect, because you notice how the trash, you saw the fire, you saw everything that went on with that, and it looked very photorealistic, like you said. And I thought that this was a perfect movie to finish the year off with. I mean, especially coming off from such a big hit like Inside Out, and I thought that this was a great follow-up artistically in terms of that. And Peter Sohn, he's been working as an animator for years at Pixar, and now he's finally taking the reins, and damn it, he did a really good job in that.
He directed the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Well, several, actually. I was, going into this movie, I was just a tad bit, a little bit upset with certain people who were criticizing the movie for being okay or being good. And almost in every single instance, they would compare it to Inside Out. Which, on a certain level, is fair, because it's a Pixar movie. But on another level...
a damn good Pixar movie,
That's the thing, though. By a mile, the best thing about this movie is the stunning animation. When you're in this story, the story is good, but it's nothing that you haven't seen before. That's the thing, though. But they execute it with a typical Pixar way. But again, when you're watching the film, and as it keeps moving from scene to scene, from sequence to sequence, I was just like, he and I were just like, oh my God,
we not get blown away with all that?
How can you get any better than this?
Yeah. I mean, it it's obvious that an animator made this movie.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You know, versus a storyteller. I mean, all the other Pixar movies are great.
Yeah,
you know,
they're all great.
But
Animation.
but they are storytellers first, animators second. This one you had animator first,
Yeah.
story second. And and it really shows throughout the whole process of the thing. You had the clouds, the freaking clouds, the rain, the look of the trees, the way that the moss on
The sound was great. Did you hear the wind rustling
Yeah.
in the grass?
or like when the moss was flowing when
Yeah.
you were underwater. That was and the way it's crystal clear and it looks like, oh my god. If there were ever to make another Tarzan movie, I want it to look like that.
Well,
Wait, I think they did.
What did you make of the contrast between the animation style? I mean, all of the things you just mentioned, the backgrounds and everything else, and the look of the characters themselves, because they were cartoonish.
Yeah.
But I think there was a nice balance.
It kind of took me out a little bit, but I could see on an animation standpoint of why they did it.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking at it from an animation standpoint, you kind of want to have that, expressiveness, and that's how all these other Disney movies and Pixar movies.
I liked it. It worked for me.
Like the big voluptuous eyes and. It's nice and plumpy, and the way that, that way you could see what's going on within the eyes and all that stuff. Because if it's just regular eyes like this, you would have to have a damn ton of distinct detail to completely immerse you into the emotion. Like Beowulf, you kind of saw that. With Polar Express, you kind of saw that. But what they didn't master is that, it had to be stop motion, otherwise you couldn't be, expressionful, So I think that they are limited by that. But with the emotions, Jesus, I was blown away with all the emotions about this movie.
That's just the thing here. I mean, going back into the plot a little bit, Arlo, the main character here.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, okay, my general thoughts was, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, mind-blowing,
No.
but the animation was definitely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So that's my general thoughts. You?
I agree with that. Yeah, 100%.
All right. Spoilers. Okay.
Now, somewhere along the way, our main character Arlo gets swept away. He gets lost from his family, and he has to find his way back home. Okay? And then he comes across Spot. So right now, let's talk about Arlo and Spot. What do you think of those two as characters?
Okay,
Dynamic.
versus one character who doesn't say anything at all, except growl and all that.
But the thing is, he doesn't have to say a word.
Yeah,
You get
and
what he
the
says.
chemistry is just flowing and bursting through the movie.
He killed me with his facial expressions.
Yeah.
You can just tell what he's thinking.
Yeah, and it's very much like a little kid,
Yeah.
like a little kid who doesn't know how to talk yet, but yet you get what he's saying, So you're
And he understands Arlo for the most part.
Yeah. There was this one scene that, it was a very good bonding moment, and one of the infamous scenes why I fucking hate this movie so much. There was this one where...
Can I just stop you right now? You have any idea how many times he's said, I hate Pixar, I hate Pixar, I hate Pixar? In those scenes that kind of made him,
This is the new Titanic for me,
Really?
Because I cried twice during this movie. I'm not ashamed to admit that I cried during
He's a crier, guys.
during movies, especially movies that that touch a certain aspect, And when I looked at this movie and I saw the whole element between that, when earlier in the movie you had Arlo's dad taken by a river storm.
He was literally just killed by a storm.
He was killed off, and so it went little Mufasa on us a little bit, and so I was like saying, okay, this is cliche, we're gonna have the Mufasa remember who you are sequence, and then they kind of did,
yeah.
but then you had Spot and Arlo talking about family structure. You
Well,
know?
not really talking, more of one person talking, the other person just nodding back.
Yeah.
But it felt like
And
they were
then-
talking to each other.
And then you had him taking the little sticks and lining them up and saying, okay, this small stick is me, this other two are my brothers, this one's mom, and then he became like, you know, very emotional over this big stick. He put the big stick in the ground and he said, that is my dad.
Yeah.
And you know, knowing that his dad died, and then all of a sudden you see Spot getting 3 sticks and saying, "This is my mom." This is expressing that this is my mom, this is my dad, and this is me. And then he knocked down the parent sticks. He put them like that, and he buried them. And when he was like signifying that that when his parents died.
I know.
And then all of a sudden, and then Arlo, he knocks down his dad's stick, and he buries it too, signifying that they both lost something, and just that bond that they had, and the sympathetic, notion that they had. Oh, my.
That was one of the most noteworthy scenes. I think one of 2 great scenes in this particular film. And yeah, I think you're trying to cry already just thinking about it.
Shut up, okay? Jeez. Okay, and then there's another scene that made me cry. And it was the scene where he meets these other humans. Was that his family,
That's what
or
I
was
wanted
that
to ask you. I don't
or
know.
did they adopt him?
I think that's kind of left up a little bit in the air, kind of so far, because if we believe Spot, unless he believed that they were dead, or maybe they survived somehow and then they made new babies, I don't know. Whatever, they're his kind, basically.
Yeah, he met these other humans, and
Just towards the end of the movie.
And he went with them, getting, and then he kept on going back to Arlo, and then Arlo kept on pushing him. No, you're supposed to go with, it's a very Jungle Book thing, like where Baloo and Bagheera, they were letting Mowgli go to the human village, and it was just, no, stay over there. I understand that we had this bond, and they start crying, and fuck you, Pixar! God damn it! This movie tore me apart. Jeez.
I think that was my favorite moment in the movie. I mean, my heart really sank when Arlo realized that Spot couldn't come with him. And when he just kept pushing him away, it just... And then when he formed the circle around Spot and
the humans?
Yeah, making the point that this is your family now, this is where you're supposed to be. And that final embrace, my God. I will admit, one tear escaped my eye. My heart was warm. It was tears of joy, but then also tears of sadness. Thank you, Inside Out, for clarifying that. Yeah, joy and sadness working together. I'm sorry.
Teamwork, bitch. No, I completely get you. I mean, look, okay, because you had all this, all this connection that you had between the 2 characters, you felt it, and it hit you freaking hard when it happened. Fuck you, Bing Bong. It's all about the dinosaur and the caveman. Shit.
That was heartbreaking too, though.
That was heartbreaking, but jeez.
What do you make of that stoner sequence?
Oh, I love that sequence.
I was like, really? Really, Disney?
Yeah, when they were going like that, when they took a bite of that fruit, and then all of a sudden...
Rotten fruit.
And then all of a sudden, they were looking at each other, and then I'm like this. Oh my God, are we watching Harold and Kumar here? Are we watching Cheech and Chong?
I thought I was watching SpongeBob, Sponge Out of Water.
Yeah, I felt like this was when Dumbo chugged all that beer and started getting drunk and having this fever dream of the pink elephants.
Did that really happen? I have not seen Dumbo in ages.
Yeah, that actually happened.
Wow.
So, just looking at it, they had multiple eyes, were floating on clouds and all that. It was pretty freaking hilarious. I laughed because I'm like, this Disney, you're making a stoner, joke.
What do you make of our 3 Tyrannosaurus?
Oh, the 3, okay.
I like them a lot, actually.
I like the Sam Elliott. Freaking Sam Elliott.
Which one did he voice? The old man?
The old man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He played the elder in Ghost Rider.
I have not seen that.
Okay. In Ghost Rider, he played the elder Ghost Rider. Does the voice like this.
Wasn't that a bad movie?
Huh? I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Sam Elliott was in it.
Your host, everybody.
Because he has this big old mustache, and and he's like, well, oh, he was in Parks and Recreation too.
Was he?
He was that hippie Ron Swanson-esque character.
Oh, that was him.
That was him.
Oh,
yeah, that's
okay,
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
So we had Sam Elliott. We had Frances McDormand. Which I love her character. Okay, if you've seen Fargo, you know that she's good in at least her roles are fantastic in what she does.
I was surprised that was Jeffrey Wright voicing.
You didn't know that?
Papa. I didn't. For whatever reason, Jeffrey Wright didn't strike to me. That was the voice. I don't know.
It was Jeffrey Wright.
I didn't see it. I mean, I just didn't catch it.
You have Steve Zahn as the relevated pterodactyl, and he was kind of the villain of the movie.
Kind of, sorta. He was more of a douche.
But there was no clear villain in the movie.
When he ate the little critter, you were like,
yeah, I was like,
this went dark. That took a whole new turn.
This movie went south pretty damn quick. A family picture.
Yeah. Well, Jeffrey Wright, I really liked Papa's character, and good for Jeffrey Wright for having more lines in this movie than the last 2 Hunger Games combined.
Yeah.
That was not a knock against the Hunger Game movies. Yeah.
That was shit.
We're still hungry.
They are still hungry. They're eating pheasants though, so thank God for that.
That's true. So you would think they would give Katniss a little bit more after she, killed Snow and started the revolution, more than just pheasants.
Yeah.
This really went south quick. I'm sorry, guys. We're just like...
that's how you know that it's a good movie, when we have nothing to nitpick over.
Yeah, it's just like, look, it's a good movie, okay? We had a good time with it. I had a great time. It was delightful. It didn't need to be anything more than that, Pixar doesn't always have to hit it out of the park 100% in terms of oh my god, wow, amazing. I think they've earned a little bit more leeway in terms of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy with it.
Especially with the new creative team that they have going for them. I think that it's amazing what they're doing with the creative team, the creative elements with it, and I think that, animators, I think you've achieved that level of perfection. It dawned on me.
What?
A fucking dinosaur and a fucking caveman made me fucking cry.
Look, that's what makes Pixar amazing and why they're masters. That whole sequence you were referencing about, the whole Arlo, sending Spot away, there was not a single line of dialogue uttered
right
in that whole sequence.
Oh, yeah, okay, because you heard nothing, yet you got it.
You got it, 100%.
You freaking got it. Alright, so I don't think I have to say anything else other than go watch this bloody piece of...
And I think it's very well timed for Thanksgiving. It's a family movie, okay?
A family picture. Uh, I, let's talk about trailers.
I really love that new Zootopia trailer.
Yeah,
I
just
just,
the
like-
frustration. You know what? Everybody who freaking went to the DMV gets this.
Yeah, and that's how they are, the freaking sloths. And then when they walk out, it's night. I'm actually looking forward to that. I don't understand why people initially dismissed it, because I thought it was a really interesting idea. And after watching that trailer, I'm kind of like, okay. Kyle? Oh my god.
It was charming.
Yeah.
It was charming. I'd go see it. But of course, I'm a Disney geek, so...
Of course, we already saw it, and we talked about it in our last podcast, but Finding
Yeah.
Dory.
Finding Dory. Just seeing it in the big screen.
Yeah.
It brought back
The memories.
the nostalgia of watching it back in
The
2003.
Nemo egg song just coming on
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, before we go, what do you think of Sanjay's super team?
I thought, wow, that came out of left field. Here's what I appreciated most about it. I really appreciated how they really embraced the whole, I want to say culture of Hinduism, I think? Is that where, Hinduism, or what's the religion that they're, because it was Indian descent, and they were, because the father was worshipping these, their gods, I think, right? Is that Hinduism, right? That's what I think it is, or is something else? I want to say it's that.
It's a Mediterranean, Middle Eastern belief.
Yeah.
And then how he pretty much made the gods superheroes.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's silly, but then at the end of it has a whole deeper context to it, because I think realistically, it kind of paints the picture of not just, it doesn't exclude anybody just because of the race or the religion they practice.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like, when we're kids, all we want to do is watch cartoons. Like, that's what really excites us. That's our religion to an extent.
Yeah. And it's a father trying to get his son into his culture, but the kid just wants to watch,
And you see the dad heartbroken by that. Just like,
Yeah.
okay, you win.
and then all of a sudden, he draws the gods in a new way, and then his dad embraced the new because he was blending in the old. Just seeing new concepts and all that, and this open-mindedness.
So much was said in just that little short
Yeah.
picture, yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
I still like lava though. Lava, that was no. Okay, thank you guys for joining on this lovely edition of After Dark. My recommendation to all of you now is to quickly exit this video, because you are about to hear an atrocity. I am warning you right now. I'm Alexis, and this is Kyle for Red Spotlight Entertainment. This is After Dark.
Don't
say I didn't warn God help you all.
I love me. I love you. You're here with me. And I'm here with you. I'll wish that the earth